Shalom Aleichem, everybody. Hope all is well. Is the economy about to crash? We have a shocking analysis here on the Torah Channel. The answer is yes, but not in the way you think. It's going to crash in a positive way. You have to understand the way the world is created is that God created it in a manner that there's an economy, there's an income, and there's a value and a price and transactions between items and people. But God could create the world any way He wants. He chose to create it in that way. He could have created it in a way where just food is just and material and housing is given to us as from above. And in fact, when we lived in the desert, that's when we were traveling in the desert after leaving Egypt. That's the way it was. God gave us food. The manna from heaven, from God, was given every day. And every day the amount of food was given to us. And our clothes were given to us. And it says when the Mashiach comes, actually I'll get to this. So we see already, we had a glimpse of this already when we left Egypt, when we were wandering in the desert, that God would give us our income. Now the way the world works is in the times of exile, we have to work hard for our money and we get an income and we make a profit, and people are wealthier, some people are more poor, and there's, and a lot of people are struggling to pay the bills. And there's some people who are very wealthy, but the majority of people, and even people who are wealthy, they have a lot of financial stress. Even if they're very wealthy, they have a lot of financial struggles and pressure. So the economy as we know it is about to change. And we're going to go into a time where in the Messianic era, the era of the Messiah, the redemption, we're going to go into an era where there's going to be tremendous wealth. Each person is going to have tremendous wealth and tremendous possessions and zero pressure, financial burdens or pressure or struggles. And we see a proof of this where it says that there will be no more poverty. We learn in the Torah that there will be no more poverty. We even learn certain prophecies in the Torah that clothes are going to grow on trees and grow from the ground, clothing. And not only that, but bread itself will come already made out from the ground. We won't have to turn wheat into bread. Rolls and bread itself will come out of the ground. We say, Hamoitzi lechem min haaretz. We say, when we say the bracha nowadays, we say, the bracha we make on bread is Hamoitzi lechem min haaretz. He who brings out bread from the ground. We don't say who brings out chita, wheat from the ground. We say who brings out bread from the ground. This is an allusion to the Messianic era where bread itself is going to grow from the ground. And this is just a little, analogy for what's going to happen is that the Rambam explains that when the Messiah first comes, there's not going to necessarily be miracles at first. It's not going to become a supernatural reality right away. The main first development is we're going to be able to learn Torah with a peaceful mind. We're all going to have the time to study Torah all day long. We're going to be able to learn and pray and connect to God and do mitzvahs all day long. We're not going to have financial pressures that will burden us and distract us from Torah study. And we see that how this would be facilitated because we're all going to have tremendous wealth. If you really think about it, money gets printed every year. More wealth goes into the world every year. More goods grow, more like fruits and vegetables grow. More material comes into the world and more businesses and technology are invented every year. There's more wealth that comes into the world every year. But when the Messiah comes, there's going to be so much wealth revealed to the world that each person is going to be financially stable and financially prosperous. And it's not going to be to say that we're not going to have anything, we're all just going to have the bare minimum. No, we're all going to have shefa, abundance. We're all going to have so much abundance. Money's going to lose its value. We're going to have so much wealth. We're going to have so many possessions. And if you think about it now already with the technology that is being developed, I read a study that there's enough food to feed everyone in the world many times over. So much food goes to waste. And there's people, yes, who live in very poor countries, but all the subtotal amount of food in the world is enough to feed the entire world many times over. And I would say the same would go for clothing as well as materials to build houses and so on and so forth, as well as area, land. And if you calculate in the fact that there's technology being developed and technology is more efficient and allows work to be done at a much faster and more effective rate, So we can understand just how this revelation of wealth and prosperity is going to be revealed in a natural way. The world itself is going to facilitate this. Of course, it's going to be a miracle from God, because we know everything in the world is God. Nature is God. Miracles are God. Everything is God. God controls nature. It's all Hashem. But Hashem's not going to necessarily have to make things pop out of nowhere, in a miracle, to give us sustenance. If He wants to, He could do it that way. But with technology, we learn in the Zohar that technology is part of the facilitation of the coming of Mashiach. There's the lower fountains that the Zohar says, which is the technology, and the higher fountains, which are the secrets, the Kabbalah and the Chassidus, the secrets of Torah. These two factors accelerate and usher in the Messianic era. So we see that technology is a big factor of the coming of Mashiach, and part of its benefit and its functions will be to make the way that in which things are created, and wealth and products and possessions, in a more effective way. So we see that through technology, there'll be a way that many people will be able to have much more wealth. So the economy, as we know, is going to crash, but in a positive way. It's going to crash into light, and it's going to expand. And not only that, but technology will also facilitate tremendous healing. We know that illness will be taken away from the world. So all this is just a little taste to get a little glimpse into the Messianic era, and we see how God is making it happen through the ways of the world. God bless you all. Hope this was informative. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Please donate to the Torah Channel. Let's bring the Mashiach immediately. God bless you all.